Giorgio Chiellini's autobiography continues to give us stuff to talk about. Here's what he had to say about his Juventus teammate Gonzalo Higuaín. Quote, Gonzalo is a stand-up guy, a great, demanding, but great guy. He always needs to feel confidence around him. I love him. I like his Latino effusiveness. He's my teammate and a sensitive person. This makes him feel things a lot, maybe too much in some games. To discuss this further, we're joined by Gab Marcotti. Gab, in this autobiography, we've seen Balotelli, we've seen Felipe Melo in the crosshairs. What do you make about these comments about Higuaín?
I mean, look, we want honesty from people, and this is honest. And you know, somebody might say, "Oh, but he was honest about Balotelli and Felipe Melo." Yeah, but he was also unnecessarily mean and out of context about them. Here, he's describing Higuaín. I think probably the way Higuaín himself would describe himself. He's always been a confidence player. He's also somebody who gets hugely emotionally involved in games, in the teams that he's played for, when things have gone well. And so it's not surprising that Chiellini would say something like that. I think it's a pretty honest assessment, and I know he's sensitive, so he might take it personally, but hopefully he won't.
Alejandro, as our resident expert in Latino effusiveness, I wonder what you make of Chiellini's comments and if it explains Higuaín's failures, or maybe even just perceived failures in the big moments.
Well, I'm just going to put myself in the role of Gonzalo Higuaín now. And I would say, all right, Giorgio, leave my Latino effusiveness out of your business, okay? How effusive I am, and how Latino, and how sensitive, and all these things is not of your business. It really isn't. And why are you putting my business out there for the world to see so that you can sell some books? Let me tell you something. You want to see Latino effusiveness? Keep talking about me in your books. Now we're really going to show up, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it. This is what I would say to Giorgio Chiellini. You're my teammate. I respect you. But why are you talking about me, man? Don't talk about me. Wait until our careers are over, and if you want to go back and look in the times that we played together, do so. But we're still teammates, and I'm still playing, and you're not a final product, and I'm not a final product either. Our careers are still going, and so whatever you say now, all it's going to do is attract attention and put attention and spotlight on me, which I don't need because, frankly, I don't handle that all too well. So you may have a point. However, I don't need it to be hearing it from you because I hear it enough for the media as it is.
All right, look, if Gonzalo Higuaín is at all sensitive, if there's any truth to what Chiellini is saying here, this next fact may well hurt. Napoli has announced their all-time Argentine best 11. Of course, it's highlighted by none other than Diego Maradona. But there is no Gonzalo Higuaín, despite the fact he scored 91 goals in 3 seasons with the team, of course, leaving for Juventus in 2016. Gab, what do you make of this omission?
Well, he also set the Serie A single-season scoring record, don't forget, in one of those 3 seasons as well. I think this is very simple. They're annoyed because of what they consider to be the Judas move that he pulled in moving to Juve, and they're saying, like, we don't want Benedict Arnold. We don't want Judas amongst us. This is how they view him, and so instead they choose a fine footballer like Roberto El Pampa Sosa, who, scored 6 goals for Napoli in Serie A in his 1 season with Napoli in the top flight. But that's fine. It's their club. Actions have consequences. These aren't like, the 10 Commandments laid down on Mount Vesuvius. This is how Napoli feels about their greatest ever Argentine players. And they look at him and say, I'm sorry. You screwed this up when you went to our hated rivals in such a way, and so you don't get to be on our all-time, Argentine 11, and I'm sure it's gutting for you.
Ale, he's replaced on this list by Roberto Sosa, who had 28 goals in 116 appearances, as best we can tell. Obviously, the numbers there are pretty in favor of Higuaín. What do you make of what Napoli did here? Appropriate?
No, but it's petty is what it is. You're hanging on, and by the way, I'm wearing Napoli colors today just to kind of set the mood. I just have to tell you that it's so petty and so unnecessary. And what is it? You think they're sending a message to Gonzalo Higuaín, and Higuaín is sitting at home and saying, "Oh, I can't believe they did not include me in this list." There's no doubt for anybody who has covered this game at any point or knows anything about this game that Higuaín is better than Roberto Sosa, that Higuaín is better than Pocho Lavezzi, that Higuaín has been an incredible player for Napoli, a very productive player for Napoli, a very sensitive and emotional player for Napoli, and while he was there, he was outstanding for them. And there's no question that he should be on this team, but this is sort of how ridiculous Napoli can get at times, and we have seen this as yet another evidence of how petty and unnecessary all of this is.
Ale, Gab, thank you very much. For more pettiness, or maybe a total lack of pettiness, check out this week's edition of the Gab and Jules podcast. Next episode drops tomorrow, Thursday.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.